Hey yo, what is going on guys? CashinClean here. So for today, I wanted to talk about the banning system. So this is all going to be my opinion, so you guys can disagree obviously, and it's not something that I really want in this game. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if it was, but I kind of doubt they're going to ever implement this into the game, but I guess let's just have a little chat about it. So what I was thinking, so the whole ban system, so the way I see it right now is that usually people just end up getting banned, but the issue itself doesn't really get fixed. It does later on, but like that's later on. So usually the devs will be like, oh, this guy just has an enormous amount of this item or something like that, and they might think it's suspicious. They'll ban the person, and then the issue is still there, so they just make a new account and then they just do the same thing, and that becomes an issue where I'm not gonna get into, but you can probably imagine how much that can escalate. And we can't just constantly make new alt accounts, because if we do, I mean technically you can, but on the same day if you make alt accounts, then those are just gonna get banned straight away. Maybe not straight away, but like after a couple days or so. I guess they have like an automated system to detect how many alt accounts you make, and then they just ban it accordingly. And I don't know how the appeal process goes for that, because obviously there is a limit of 5 accounts, and I feel like that's still also in the gray area, because I still have no idea if that means 5 total accounts you can have or 5 accounts you can just have logged in at the same time, because I've heard both sides of the story, but I guess at this point I'd prefer to hear it from the dev side to see what is actually allowed. But anyway, going back to the main topic of my video for today, the whole banning system. So this is what I think. From what I've been told in other games, if you get banned, you have to do certain things to pretty much appeal your ban. So an example of this, I guess I'll convert it to Trove terminology. So if your account gets banned, the devs have the decision to delete all of your items. So that's just an option on the dev side. And then as the player, for like an apology type thing, you have to go out and farm 50 million. It doesn't have to be 50 million, but I don't know, it's like 50 million shapestone. I just kind of threw a big number out there. It doesn't have to be that specifically. Like, I don't know, it could be a million shapestone. Go out into adventure worlds, farm that much, and all that shapestone you farm is just to complete an objective to get you unbanned, if that makes sense. So you don't actually keep the shapestone. So the moment you complete that objective, then you can start playing the game pretty much with no items, or however the devs end up leaving it. I think that system would be a little bit better, but I mean, at the same time, that can also go back to the whole system of once they're unbanned, then they're just gonna go back to what they're doing. So in my opinion, I feel like the devs have the capability of doing so. They could just easily check somebody's account and be like, hey, that's a little bit suspicious. Let's look into how they're achieving this. I don't know, I'm just gonna make up a random scenario. This isn't an actual method or anything, but let's just say there's like one piece of grass on the ground in like some, I don't know, medieval highlands, for example. You walk over it and you get 1 glim. Let's just pretend you're able to just stand on that block with that grass, and you're able to get unlimited glim just from doing that. Like I said, that's not an actual method, I'm just making up a scenario. And then as you're getting all that glim, the devs should have like some type of system to detect, hey, we're getting an increased amount of glim. We should probably look into this and see what's happening. So while they do that, they can patch the method, and then for the player, they can quote unquote ban them, but doing the whole shapestone thing. And like I said, the shapestone thing was just an idea. It doesn't have to be that specifically. It could also just be like, I don't know, walk 100 million blocks or something. And you might be thinking, well, what if they just cheat to do that? Well, I mean, I guess that is a possibility, but things like that should just be monitored in the game. But I guess in case it isn't, then the dev should come up with another system, something that can't be completely exploitable. Like, I don't know, maybe you just have to farm Mystic Gear and max that out or something, since that would take ages to do, and then that would get your account unbanned. Or you would have to talk to the Trove of Wonder guy and just give him all your Mystic Gear or something. I don't know, it could literally be anything. So I don't know, I feel like that system in general would be better for the whole banning thing. So it'd be like a little bit of a bonus. The devs can be like, hey, this is an issue, let's fix this, let's figure this out. And then for the player side, they can still continue playing, but they have to complete this one thing or a couple things in order to get their account back. And the reason why I would prefer the people to get their account back, like I'm not siding with the cheaters or anything like that for them to get unbanned, but it would help keep the player base alive a little bit more. Because I would imagine that if somebody got banned, that's all of their hard work gone. So they're less likely to even come back to Trove. So that's why I think it would be good to keep the player base up. The methods would get patched kinda similar. But I don't know, this whole thing just comes down to if the devs want to even do something like that. Because I feel like they definitely have the capability to do so. But at the same time, who knows if they plan on even doing that. Either way, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you think there's another method, or if you want the people to just be straight up banned, IP banned, never to come back ever again. But I only gave out about that idea just because it could help keep the player base alive since Trove is a smaller game. So if somebody leaves, then that kind of hurts a little bit. But yeah, either way, if you guys have a cool idea for that system, drop it down in the comments down below. I can't really promise that it'll get implemented or anything. I can't promise that the devs are watching this video, but it is always nice to see your guys' ideas or if you agree with mine or something like that. But either way, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later.